What's going on, people? Back again. We are Tottenham TV with yet another update for you. As you can see, it's not Ben and Simeon, but it is B&B. I've changed brains for Ben Kaufman. Ben, how are you, brother?
It's a bit tired after another day of being a Tottenham Hotspur fan, but it's always a great privilege to be welcomed back onto the mothership, as we like to call it, on our channel. And it's always a pleasure to work with these guys. And it's always good to talk about Tottenham.
It is. Well, the things we're going to talk about aren't exactly the great news we all wanted to hear, but there are some bits and pieces that have developed since the update I did with Brains earlier. Starting off with the official announcement that Will Lankshear has joined West Brom on loan for the rest of the season. Obviously, we all thought he might get some minutes in the Europa League or some more Premier League minutes, but then Dane Scarlett coming on yesterday pretty much summed up that it was Will that was going to go out on loan, not him. Ben, what's your thoughts on Will Lankshear going out to West Brom?
I feel really bad for the kid. We did the watch along on We Are Tottenham TV versus Galatasaray. Yeah. And we saw that he showed that he's got a lot of quality going up against a very, very decent side in Galatasaray and put himself about, got a goal, a goal in that game, a very good goal as well. Ended up getting sent off, which it will happen to any player, young kid. Yep. It happens to everyone. But after that moment, we've seen that Ange Postecoglou really doesn't want to play this kid. Even when we're struggling for goals, he doesn't even get 5 minutes in a game. So it's great to see Willie go out and get some minutes for West Brom. I think the Hawthorns will be a really welcoming atmosphere for him. Let's go and see what he does. Championship is a very difficult league, and I think he's got the build for it. I really hope that he comes back a stronger player, and hopefully we can see him in a Tottenham shirt very, very soon. I like the kid. I think he's got the arms of a swimmer, as Johnny likes to say. And I think he can do well. I like the kid.
Yeah, but I mean, like we said, we all wanted to see Will Lankshear get minutes, hopefully in a Spurs shirt. It hasn't worked out. This will be a great loan deal for him, wouldn't it? To go get some minutes, get regular game time in a very competitive league. And surely Spurs will be the beneficiaries of it.
Absolutely. We've got to start seeing this now, because we saw yesterday the kids are all right, aren't they? Some of them have got some real quality behind them. And it was a pleasure to watch those kids yesterday in particular. But we've got to start seeing them now. Especially now with the injury crisis, we've got to start seeing these players come in and hopefully they swim.
Well, let's hope so. Well, let's now go on to further developments of the big transfer, beg your pardon, that fell through today. There's more news coming out on Matthias Tel. David Ornstein has put out there that Matthias Tel told Tottenham he plans to stay at Bayern and reassess things in the summer. Despite a battle to sign him this window, Tottenham reached agreements with Bayern, 19-year-old, and his representatives, but the forward expressed a wish to remain in Munich. Sky Sports have gone on to say FC Bayern were determined to sell Matthias Tel to Tottenham Hotspur, but Tel told club's officials that his only two options were to sign for Spurs or stay at Bayern. Then he would like to stay. And finally, Florian Plettenberg. Tel turned down Tottenham today because he was not convinced by the project, regardless of Spurs' offer. I mean, Ben, it was a tale of woe today with this deal. What are you making of it?
Look, this is a 19-year-old that's very sought after in football. That's why you see the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of the bigger clubs are looking at him. This is a kid that's got a big future ahead of him. And I don't think younger players of this caliber are going to want to come to Tottenham at the moment. We're sitting 15th. We've got to be real about this. And realistically, as a left winger, because Matthias Tel is a left winger. He is not a striker. He plays predominantly off the left. Where is he going to fit in? With Son Heung-min still there for another year, is he going to play ahead of Son? Solanke, when he's back fit in the team, he's going to be starting every week. And we all love Solanke here. We think, what is his game time as a 19-year-old? He's going to be wanting to get some minutes, and he's going to be. So that's probably why he's not convinced about the project. Personally, I want to see Mikey Moore playing on that left. If we're not seeing Son Heung-min, I want to be seeing Mikey Moore in that position. So I don't think we need to be signing a 60 million left forward. I'd rather spend that 60 million on either a defender or a midfielder that's going to bolster us up and make us more solid at the back. So I'm not mad this deal was gone through. Yes, we all want to see these signings go through, but am I mad? No. It's not good that the project isn't seeming attractive to other players, and we've been saying it, haven't we?
Yeah, I think a lot. Joe, let's have a quick chat just briefly before we move on to the next story. I think the main thing that has infuriated people like ourselves isn't regard whether people agree that he was the right player. It's just the situation Tottenham Hotspur find themselves once again on the 31st of January. Here we are. We put all our eggs in this basket for the second time after obviously Mawani. And again, it's fallen through. And it's a unfortunate, sad indictment of where we are right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When we can't get something over the line, with both our director of football was seen at the Bayern Munich game the other day, and the news is that Daniel Levy himself flew to Germany to try and get this over the line. Whatever we do, it's not getting over the line. We need to go back to the drawing board with the players we wish to be bringing in, because it looks like the players we were looking to target don't want to come to Tottenham. And I don't necessarily think that those players are right for Tottenham as of now. We have a lot of issues, not necessarily in the striking department. Tottenham are a mess. They're a mess.
Yep.
Every single person, whether you're a positive thinking fan or a negative thinking fan, we are a mess. So let's see where it goes. But our recruitment team needs to be overhauled in the summer after this window. It's clearly not working.
Correct. Well, people, let us know what you think with the fallout of Matthias Tel and his move to Tottenham Hotspur. Moving on to another player at the moment that's up in the air, and it's Fikayo Tomori. And Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, Tottenham and AC Milan are in negotiations for Tomori among three options for Spurs at centre-back, as clubs are still discussing formula and fee. Negotiations also ongoing with Tomori on personal terms. Spurs want to add one more defender to their squad. Massimo Moretto has said Tottenham and Milan are still working on a deal for Tomori. It would not reach the £30 million mark. Tomori is yet to be given the green light to, or yet to give the green light to Spurs. Damasio, they're all coming in.
Yeah.
Verbal agreement between Milan and Spurs for Tomori. Now we wait the player's decision. And Daniel Longo, Tomori at Spurs in the final stages, 30 million euros, including bonuses. Tomori has asked for a few hours to reflect on Spurs' proposal. Ben, does this sound like deja vu with the Tel deal?
Of course. This is a bit more exciting for me. I really quite like Fikayo Tomori. He's a very solid centre-back. He's English as well, so that's a really good thing for our quota without having to pay the English tax because we're buying it from AC Milan. This is a signing I would really like to go through because I think it gives us a bit of defensive solidity, and it also gives us a bit of defensive flexibility because it allows us to have another left centre-back, and it allows Mickey van der Ven to play left-back if we desperately need another left-back. I think this is a sort of a match made in heaven deal for Tottenham. Do I think it's going to go through in this late stage? No, I think it's well too late. I think Tomori, it's too good to be true, isn't it? This is a player but if we looked at this and you said you could have Tomori, yes. I think he's a really, really good defender. One issue I do have with Tomori, if you look at his injury record, hamstring injuries. Hamstring injury.
He'll fit right in.
He'll fit right in, of course, but I would really like Tomori. I think he's a very good defender. And let's hope we get it over the line, but he's asked for a few hours. I don't think the player wants to move. So let's see if that happens.
Again, I mean, first, I'm going to ask you a question, but I will say I'm getting... The thing that's concerning me as well is normally the players agree the deal, then the clubs go to work. these deals, it's very Dybala-esque. It's very the club are agreeing. And then, so, but what I will ask you, Ben, before we move on to the next two names, which I'm going to wrap into one because they're from the same club. What are the qualities you love that Tomori could bring to this defence?
Leadership, tackling ability, English.
There you go.
Being English is an important thing for Europe.
Massive.
You need English players in your squad, and I think Tomori would find this deal good for him because he wants to get into that England squad. And as we've seen of it, a lot of English players that go abroad don't get selected for that England team. So he's going to want to play in that England team. So I think it's a win-win for all scenarios. It's just whether Tottenham is the right club for Tomori. I like him as a defender. I think he's very, very good.
There you go. So again, when it comes to Tomori, people in the comments, let us know your thoughts. Will he be a good addition? Will he not? What are your favourite qualities that he could bring to Spurs? Now, the final two stories are regarding Manchester United players. The Guardian have quoted with Spurs and Marcus Rashford. Rashford has rejected offers from several clubs, including Tottenham, because of his determination to join Barcelona. And Garnacho, being the other, and the Daily Mail have written that Tottenham have made an inquiry for Manchester United winger Alejandro. I'm just going to say Garnacho. First names are stumbling me today. It's unclear whether Garnacho will consider the move to Tottenham at this stage. Now, first of all, Ben, let's deal with Marcus Rashford.
I like Rashford as a player. Do I want him? No. His wages, I think his attitude has shown a lot to be desired recently. And do people really expect Tottenham to play 380 grand a week for a striker eventually if he goes well? I don't think this is a starter at all. And Garnacho is a very talented player, but there is a reason that Ruben Amorim has gone into that team and he's immediately said, "Get out of my club." These are two players. If they're not doing well under a new manager at Manchester United, what would adding them to a pot that's already not working do for us? I don't think this is a good move for all parties at all. It's just not right. Rashford is English as well, so English tax as well. They're going to charge through the roof for that English tax because they know we need English players. It's just not going to work out. It's not a deal I think is going to happen. I just think it's media speculation.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just wrap up with this. But Marcus Rashford, I did an update with Ben a few weeks ago or during this window and said, you know what, if we got a wage reduction for him, if he could come in, maybe if he can find that old form again, he could be a bargain. But the wages was always to be a stumbling block. The 320 odd that he's on now, plus bonuses and everything. And let's face it, if the guy is saying Barcelona is my desired place, why waste the time? Why waste the time like we have done, obviously, with players at this window? Exactly. As for Garnacho, I completely agree. It is starting to feel that the Garnacho one now. That once again, like I said with Dan Juma a few years ago, we are now like a wounded hyena going around the jungle, begging for scraps from somewhere. So I believe these two are obviously non-starters, but we had to report them. And I will say that will be it for your Tottenham update today, the second instalment. Ben, brother, thank you very much indeed for joining me, brother. Tell people where they can find you on your channel.
They can find us at the Coffee Company. We are 75 people away from hitting that magic 1,000 subscribers mark. So it would be greatly appreciated if the folks in the chat could go over there and subscribe. It would be really lovely. And of course, you can find us on Tottenham on Tour with myself and yourself, Brian. And we just like a football chat. We love our Tottenham, and we're very passionate about what we think. So,
yep, just a quick one. I will say tomorrow, 9 p.m. UK time, I will be joined with Jay, who him and Change for Spurs are doing wonderful things to try and force change within this ownership and football club. So if you have any questions for him or want to come along, you can find us 9 p.m. UK time tomorrow. As for today, enjoy your weekend. Like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.